Hello, welcome back. 2019 recipe project. I am in the same outfit as last week's blog post because it's the same day. I'm filming two things, I guess sauce condiment recipes. So if you remember, last week was guacamole. This week I'm gonna go ahead and make some spinach pesto. This is another recipe from my family cookbook that I'm actually not tweaking at all. When it comes to things like pesto, guacamole, salad dressing, condiments, marinades, all of that kind of stuff, it really does come down to basic portion control. So we'll talk about that. But as a reminder, even though I'm not tweaking this recipe, when I do tweak the recipes in this recipe project, it's just to make them a little bit cleaner, a little bit healthier so that they do more for your body while still tasting like a really indulgent treat. So easy peasy. Spinach pesto is kind of fun. We're replacing basil with spinach. We're replacing pine nuts with walnuts. But the rest is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to be using 1 bag of spinach, 5 cloves, wow, I can't speak today, of minced garlic, half a cup of walnuts, olive oil. This is kind of based on your preference, so whatever consistency you want will depend on how much olive oil that you use, and then 3/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. If you did want to healthify this, I would say to go with a thicker consistency, which will use less oil, and then you could decrease the cheese, you could eliminate the cheese. I'm going to go ahead and follow this recipe exactly because I'm going to be having really small servings of this. So I'm going to be using this to kind of dress some veggies for the week, to put over some chicken for the week, kind of just mix and matching, maybe stir it in with some quinoa and some black beans, really just to add a little bit of a kick of flavor. And that's what these things are meant to do. It's not meant to douse a bowl of pasta in or to fully smother something in. It's just meant to enhance and bring out some new flavor profiles in the food you're eating. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's get going. I think I've said this before, but I'm gonna repeat it. I am not great with the food processor. I always struggle to get mine to even start and put it together correctly. I hate cleaning it. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Ninja blender, but I'm just literally gonna add everything in the blender and blend until it's the consistency that I want. So 1 bag of spinach. This one is 9 ounces. I think it's just kind of your standard grocery bag of spinach. I buy the pre-minced garlic stored in water because I'm lazy. I don't like to buy it stored in oil because, again, you use oil in most of the recipes that you cook with, so you really don't need extra. So this minced garlic is stored in water, and I believe it's a teaspoon is equal to a clove. So let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, a teaspoon is equal, sorry, I kept reading. It's only 5 calories per teaspoon serving. A teaspoon is equal to a clove, so 5 teaspoons of garlic. I've got my walnuts measured out here, half a cup, and then 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, which I could use a measuring cup, but this is 3/4 of a cup and I had it handy, so that's what I'm gonna use. So don't mind the mess, but before I start this and make a lot of noise, I haven't added any olive oil yet. Those are just the dry ingredients. What I'm gonna do is pop open this cap and pour in olive oil slowly until I see the consistency that I want. So we'll start with this, and I will stir. So that's all blended up. You can obviously see it is a very different consistency now. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. This is just to taste, so I say this all the time, but when you're working with seasonings, especially salt and pepper too, but especially salt, you want to start light because you can always add more, but you can't take any out. So I'm going to blend this up again, taste it, add salt, pepper, whatever's needed, and kind of just go until it's perfect. Okay, so as you can see, that's done. Nice bright green color. I kind of love when foods that are made from whole real ingredients are still this bright and vibrant, because I think there are so many things out there that are some crazy bright, vibrant color, and that usually needs artificial dyes and stuff like that. But when something is this bright and vibrant and you know that it came from real, whole, great, clean foods, I don't know, something about that makes me extra happy. But this is just about right. So we're gonna be using this, like I said, this week to go with some chicken, some veggies that we're gonna throw on the grill. Also really good as a spread on sandwiches or to toss with some pasta or some veggie noodles if you're being extra healthy. But really easy recipe. One of my favorite tips for something like pesto or even just different herb combinations in oil is to grab an ice tray and portion it out that way so that when you're cooking either for yourself or just for 2 people or however, you can pop out, whoops, I'm also cooking pork and it's done. Okay, I get it. you can pop out an ice cube and have the perfect amount of seasoning for 1, 2, or whatever. So that's kind of just a little hack. I know that we're gonna go through this week because we are cooking for some other people. We've got a lot of recipes that we're using this with, so I'm not gonna freeze it, but it freezes really well, really easy to defrost and use right in your cooking, just kind of a fun hack. So I would love to hear if you've tried this, if you've ever had another variation of pesto, or if you stick with kind of the classic. But let me know in the comments, definitely reach out, let me know what recipes you've tried, and I'll see you next week.